Hi, thank you for joining me today. I'm Sky Mercer. I am a certified HR consultant and leadership coach, and organizations all over the US hire me to help them hire and retain the best employees, set up compliant work from home programs, in some cases facilitate layoffs and furloughs, and also train their leaders to build high performing teams right now virtually. So I am talking today as a follow-up from my video last week on how to conduct respectful layoffs. If you haven't had a chance to view that video, head on over to my website under my blog, skyhrconsulting.com, and definitely take a look at that video. I also have a ton of free resources on my website, including furlough and layoff letter templates, how to set up a compliant work from home policy, and how to set up effective virtual co-working. So definitely check that out. But today I am talking about bringing employees back from furlough or layoff and how to do that effectively. And so this is an interesting time from an economic perspective because some of my clients that I'm working with are in the process of facilitating furloughs and layoffs still. And then other clients are in the process of bringing people back from a furlough or layoff. And then I'm even working with organizations that are doing both. So they have some essential services that need to come back into the office, but they're also still in the process of cutting costs and reducing workforces and conducting furloughs and layoffs because they need to ensure the financial stability of the organization. So it's a very unique time. So in terms of looking at your strategy for bringing employees back to work, first, it's very important that you update your personnel policies. Make sure that you have a policy in place, even if it's a temporary policy for effectively returning people to work. Make sure your policies are updated for the Families First Coronavirus Response Act. Make sure your safety policies are updated. And so things like masks and social distancing are still going to need to be addressed in those policies. And then, of course, if you are going to be continuing work from home, make sure that you have a solid work from home policy. So once you've updated your policies, make sure that you also put into place an onboarding strategy that makes your employees who are returning feel safe and comfortable returning to the workplace. And onboarding is really critical in the hiring process, and I am assuming in the rehiring process, to make sure that your employees feel respected and that they want to be retained with the organization. So how you treat someone right now is so important to employee retention and longevity and loyalty with your organization. So some of the things that I'm recommending for clients is to ensure that you have great communications going out to your employees who are on furlough, that they understand your commitment around safety. That's very important for people to feel safe. And then also that you set up an orientation day for people returning. So whether it's virtually, whether it's in the same room but with social distancing, but go over things like, here are the safety protocols that we've put into place. Here's who you need to talk to if you have any questions or concerns. And then, also ensuring that they have resources, especially if they need the employee assistance program, making sure that they have the resources they need. And so setting up the orientation day, doing some training, especially around safety, especially of how you handle customers has changed since the person's been on furlough, and then have several touch points in the first several months where you're communicating with people who have been brought back to really make them feel secure and ensure that they have the safety protocols and that they have the support that they need. And the other really key piece in executing or returning your employees to work is really making sure that you have a solid communication strategy. So that goes along with your onboarding strategy. And one of the biggest tips that I can recommend to employers is setting up town halls. Town halls are either virtual or they might be with social distancing in place if you're a smaller organization, but it's where your executive leadership has Q&A sessions with your employees to make sure that you are addressing important things in the workplace, like safety and working from home and all of those things, and then allow for employees to ask their questions. Now, There are, of course, going to be very unique challenges that arise right now from returning employees to work. You might have employees who have a medical condition that makes them vulnerable to COVID-19. They might be living with somebody who has, a medical condition that makes them vulnerable to COVID-19. You might also have people who might not have those issues, but they don't want to return to work because they don't feel safe. And for those individual issues, I would encourage you to reach out to me. I would love to have a discovery call to see how I can support your organization from a consulting perspective, because those individual situations are very important to be handled within not only the Families First Coronavirus Response Act, but also in if there's something medical involved with regard to the Americans with Disabilities Act, your state's leave of absence laws, there's EEOC guidance. So all of these things kind of come into play, and I would definitely love to help your organization ensure that people are being rehired and onboarded in a respectful and compliant manner. So if you haven't had a chance, definitely head over to my website. It's skyhrconsulting.com, or reach out to me at skyhrconsulting.com. I would love to support your organization right now. Thank you.